I love my rumba. Dance in front of him, get them zumba. Hurry, better play me. I make the shots fire, feel Stephen Curry. Make that rumba, son, make that rumba pump up, play it back. Swag it in the back of your mind. I know you should be fucking with me.
Bitch, you love but with a T at the end. I'm a hyper every time. I'm
In my crumble opinion. Hello, welcome to a very, very special episode of In My Crumble Opinion / the FILIPNX Mukbang. We are gathered around this table to redo a mukbang that we tried a little over a year ago. It was crunchy. We never really, we could
No
roll
clips.
the clip.
We're using both cameras.
Yes, we're using both cameras.
FILIPINX.
Pop.
Count us in.
Alright. 3, 2.
Hi, we're the FILIPINX. The lighting was bad, the sound was bad, but
We were bad.
Yeah, we were bad. So we're just gonna revisit some territory. So this is, full disclosure, this is my second time eating Jollibee. My first time was that mukbang, and I really don't remember anything. So this is like my first Jollibee experience again. For the viewers at home that don't know Jollibee, probably because they've never met a Filipino,
Racist.
what is Jollibee? I feel like Nutasha, you can speak to that more than anybody.
Jollibee is like the most famous fast food chain in the Philippines. Like it's the only place where McDonald's did not take over. So that's pretty much it. Like it's everyone's childhood, everyone's go-to food. And,
Yeah.
And now it's taking over the world.
For people for people that are not familiar with Jollibee and they were looking at this food, I would be very confused. I was like, fried chicken.
This is fast food?
Spaghetti.
This is Filipino?
Yeah, this is Filipino food. Nia, can you explain to the viewers at home what Filipino spaghetti is?
Filipino spaghetti, FILIPINX knows very well because we made it on a little trip. It has banana sauce and hot dogs in it, which makes it sweet, a little spicy, and delicious.
Work.
And lots of sodium.
MSG.
So, once again, I'm Phoebe Cakes. I'm the host of this show. I'm like really bad at saying that. But why don't we first all go around and say our names, and then we'll talk about who's not here.
Oh.
No. We'll honor. Why does everything
Turn into shady
just because I said
Like a
it?
rattlesnake.
Yeah.
I'm Nutasha.
I'm Yves Saint Croissant.
I'm Sassi Fran.
And I'm Nia Politan.
Work.
And
then-
this is...
And we're not joined by our sister Tila Pia. So we're sending you healing vibes, Tila.
We love you.
We love you. And
Get
you are a
better soon.
very necessary, integral part of this group, despite whatever else might come out in video.
Lots of understudies.
Yeah. This is
yeah.
Tila Pia understudy
We are the-
support group. So let's dig in. Where should I start? I don't even know.
Go for the chicken first.
For the chicken first.
I would
Just
say.
fill your whole plate.
I would say just
Okay.
fill your whole
What's
plate.
your
All fiesta
preferred
side.
chicken part?
Mine's thigh, please.
Same.
Give me a thigh.
I'm all about a thigh. I'm taking
Okay.
a thigh.
Thigh me up.
Here, I'll thigh you. I eat drumsticks
I'm a
because
drumstick
I'm a
girl.
drumstick girl. My parents call me Maarte.
Very.
And I feel like drumsticks are for the Maartes.
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah.
kind of like snobbish almost.
Oh.
Or like, I
Yeah,
don't-
like finicky.
yeah.
Like I don't know, like
There's a lot of,
prissy.
like, yeah,
Prissy's
prissy,
the word.
particular.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
overly dramatic too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Well,
that
that's
all
what we're all
tracks.
Maarte.
Yeah, we're all Maarte.
And
Those drag
another,
queens are Maarte.
Yeah.
and
For
also
sure.
another unique thing for Jollibee or like the Filipino thing is having gravy on the chicken.
Oh my god. Oh, so we're putting gravy on here. We're gonna start out with lipstick, but we're not gonna end with lipstick. Okay. Work.
Much like other things we do.
Oh my god. So I've been in drag since 9 o'clock.
Oh my god.
So
How are
I've
you
literally
feeling?
only eaten allergy medication today.
Really? You're doing very well. I would be
I
very
would've- I would've
airheady.
I'm
never
on
known.
fumes, baby. So I was but I wasn't as hungry as Nutasha. Before we started filming, Nutasha was like,
I literally.
"Please start."
She almost bit
Whose
Phoebe's
stomach
head
was
off.
that?
No.
Was it yours?
What's that?
Someone's stomach
was
went.
rough.
That wasn't mine. That
Before-
was Phoebe's.
We had to do
It
a
was mine.
5 seconds of silent. We couldn't even do 5 seconds because of Natasha's stomach.
No, that was
And you
Phoebe's
literally
stomach.
just ate before we came here.
So I'll start with a question while we're filling our plates up.
It's too much.
Eve,
Yes.
you put this group together. I call you our Nick Fury. You're a Nick Fury. Why did you create the Filipino Avengers?
I think, first of all, in the pandemic, I went into a big, like, K-pop hole. I became obsessed with, like, Blackpink, and I just thought it was so cool. Like, even though K-pop had been around for a long time, I can't talk and serve myself.
I know. I should have waited till you were served.
Here,
Sure.
you talk, I'll serve you.
I'm the ditzy one. But I just was excited to see representation in like mainstream media, and I just kind of thought about
I suck at this.
like my parents. My dad immigrated to San Francisco in the 70s, and I know that the Mission District was so bustling, full of Filipino people. There was even street food. They had balut, like where the
I
taquerias
forgot.
used to be.
So every
oh, yeah,
time you
let's pull
mention
it.
something that's like culturally specific, we have,
We have to talk about it.
We have to
Yeah,
explain
let's talk
what it
about
is. So what is
balut.
balut?
Does anyone else want to take this? What is balut?
It's
Only my favorite. but-
chicken fetus.
Yeah,
Duck.
It's
It's-
fertilized
Oh, duck.
duck
It's duck.
embryo. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Filipino delicacy. Where
Have we all eaten it?
I haven't
No.
had it yet. No.
I
No,
don't
the
want to.
Martes
I
haven't
want
eaten
to.
it.
Yeah.
I would like
Okay.
to try it.
I don't know if
Maybe
I
that
got,
could be an eating challenge.
if
for a
I
new
felt
video.
the beak in my mouth, baby, I would spit it out. I don't know.
You would feel
Patreon
something.
only.
Yeah.
Patreon.
Oh, Patreon! I eat balut. Okay.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You can make it happen.
But yeah, going back to it, I was like, this town used to be kind of run by Filipinos. I think it's time for a bunch of superstars who were that way on their own. Does anyone want more in Palabok? Which is very, very rare and challenging to do. And I knew that it was either going to work or it wasn't. So I just kind of
And it didn't.
It didn't. I just like reached out. I went to people's shows like yours, and then some others I DM'd. But basically, what I saw in this group was people that were in the drag scene of the Bay Area, and just sharing a lot of like if there was a slay post or something. There was a lot of like. Immediately uplift the community. So not only that, everyone's a hard worker here. We spend a lot of time in the studio, dance studio, and it just had to be the right combination. So
Yeah.
if it weren't for all of you and our dear Tila, I don't know. Like I just don't know how else it could have. It's okay. I've decided this is exactly what happened. 6 of us put all of our like superpowers into the middle of like a cauldron, decided let's give it all up to the group and then suck it up, give your power up to your sisters. So we became stronger. We kind of absorbed each other's powers and got to keep our own. So that's a long kind of winded
It's very
answer.
deep.
No, that's good. That's exactly what I wanted because I did not prepare any questions. So the longer you take to talk, even better. One question that we asked ourselves for that rotted mukbang that we did
Yeah.
was our first impressions of each other.
Oh, I forgot about that.
So I want to hear that again, and I think our viewers would be interested because some of us only vaguely knew each other but didn't work together closely, or maybe had like 1 or 2 shows together. But then working in this group, we've really gotten a chance to like get to know each other a lot better. So, revisiting that question, I'm kind of excited. Do you remember our first impressions of each other?
Should we start with you?
For me,
Why would you say and another thing and then take a big bite?
sure, I'll start.
Like,
Now that I have
what
food in my
we
mouth.
think of you.
What you think?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Our first impression of you.
Okay, yeah, let's do first impressions of me.
I think I first met you at Turbo Pageant, maybe, but I don't know if we actually met. I think that was the first time I saw you.
Okay. Was I in
like-
drag?
Yeah, we were in drag. I think
Okay.
that my first week was not the same as your first week, but we were in the same second week.
Okay, gotcha.
I thought
Oh wait, hold on. Sorry. Is there shrimp in the pancit?
Yes, usually.
Are you allergic?
Uh-oh.
Are you allergic?
Did you eat
This
some?
is gonna be a real interesting episode.
But
No,
I
it's
feel
actually
like you ate
it's not
some
that.
last time.
Yeah, I did. It's not that bad.
It's
Yeah.
not even that it's shrimp. It's usually just fish sauce.
Fish sauce. Oh, I can have.
But they normally
Yeah.
garnish with shrimp.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to
Watch
cut you
her
off. Yeah.
mouth just be fully swollen.
You know, I want that Angelina
It's
Jolie
filler.
lips.
No, she got.
Yeah.
It's filler.
Okay. So
It's Juvederm.
I'm fine right now. Okay. I was just.
lip fillers. So
Yeah. This is cheaper. Okay. Turbo pageant.
I don't know, I thought I saw you, you were very sickening, but I also was a little bit scared of you. Because you have
Still
this,
scared of
you have this resting bitch face.
I'll double that. I'll
You
second
do.
that.
You do. And I think when we first formed FILIPINX and I heard that you're going to be in it, I was like a little bit scared. Because I was like, oh, what if she doesn't like me?
She doesn't.
And so, and she still doesn't like me. Just kidding.
Sassy, you know you're
I
my
thought-
favorite one.
I
That's
think
true.
I was always unsure if you liked me until you asked me to choreograph House of Cakes performance at, I think it was New Year's
Oh yeah.
2023. And I was like, okay, maybe she likes me. Like
Oh,
a
I
little
love
bit.
you. I love you, and you were in the number too.
I was in the number.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that was
I
very
love
special.
You. I love you so much. I think that our relationship has definitely strengthened
Yeah.
this whole time. I think that you have a very big character arc that I've seen.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Just
wow.
I
Yo.
Come on, Art.
Come on,
okay.
I don't know. I also feel like you maybe, I think I am too though, but like you felt very closed off in the beginning. And so I think with all of us always bonding, going like practicing at the studio all the time, having our Guerneville trip, I don't know. And I think that you've also just like opened up to me more too. So I think that like we've all learned to like be less closed off and like just feel more comfortable with each other. So I'm really happy that
Yeah.
like
Aw.
we've gotten to know each other a lot more.
Aw.
So now I know you don't hate me.
I don't hate anybody.
Lies.
I don't. But that's tea. I think like in drag spaces, we all have a tendency to kind of like present a certain way, and hearing that I seem closed off, that's very real, because I feel like sometimes I do clam up, like, you know, in like drag spaces. Like it's hard.
Same.
It's hard to be in the moment when you're like, I don't know.
You're
Feel
like
like
thinking
you have-
about so many different
You're
things.
thinking about so many different things.
You're like
but
thinking about your outfit,
yeah.
you're thinking about your
Yeah.
lashes, you're thinking about your number and
Yeah.
not messing up. But then
Yeah.
it's like you're so in your head, and then people around you, all they see is you just standing there, just being like,
Yeah, but that was
Yeah.
my first impression too. I mean, like close to that,
Mhm.
because I think the first time I met you was actually in your talent portion in High Princess pageant.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't
that was my
remember that.
first. And yeah, I wasn't doing drag at that time, but that was my first impression of you. Of like, oh, this queen's crafty with her balloons.
Oh yeah, my balloons.
Not the
Which is now a
graphic
theme.
one.
It is a theme. Nice. Well, so I seemed like a bitch that day too.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Nia, did you think I was a bitch when you met me?
No, actually, no.
Yeah.
I thought you were so silly, creative. I think the first time I met you, you asked if you could borrow a wig.
I did.
I did. But my first real, like, major memory of you was at Oaklash 2018. And I believe you weren't performing, but you and your whole gaggle of gays showed up in Heavenly Body theme, and you walked in and you were lit up, and I was just like, oh, and you gave me life, and I will never forget that moment. And that's when I was like, I fucking know her. I can't believe I know her. So that was like a very specific moment.
Yeah, I feel like it's very different when you're like doing a hosting gig too. Like your persona is very different too versus just performing.
Can we just give up props to Phoebe for being such a good host? You're so freaking funny. Oh my god, the roast of Christina Rude.
She is part of this drag group called FILIPINX, which I also refer to as Tila Pia's understudies.
We need more roast where Phoebe, and you started it off so well.
Oh yeah, you were the first one.
Welcome to the roast of Kachina Rude. Hide your dads. Hide them. Serious, hide your dads, your grandfathers too.
You it couldn't have been started off better. You really set the tone.
I know, I'm amazing, but we don't need to keep talking about me. This is about us. But I do want to say, like, I feel like I've known Nia the longest, and Nia has known, like, baby Phoebe, which is, like, so cringe and embarrassing to think about. Like, I remember the wig that I asked
you
to
weren't
borrow.
even busted then.
Do you not think so? I feel like I was.
I think you and I were very similar, where we kind of waited and tried to get our aesthetic together before we really went hard into the drag scene. Because I knew me, that was my biggest... thing that I wanted to make sure I didn't have that booger stage. Yeah. Even though, you know, we all do.
We improved.
But still, I think you and I really took our time to, you know, cook up in the egg before we went out.
Yeah. So. In the bullet.
In the bullet.
Nice and fermented.
My first time meeting you, well, I think the first time we were kind of exposed to each other, there was Oaklash, like, it was during the pandemic again, where we were like voted. It was between me and you for best dress. Oh, you remember that?
Which Oaklash was this?
It was Oaklash 2020.
Oh,
yeah.
Was this live? This was still online only, right?
Yeah, it was online, and you were just everyone had to like, well, not if you participated, you hashtagged like. Best dressed or something, and then it was you and me, and then I think it was you ended up winning.
Oh.
But you know what you won? I heard the prize was Mama Celeste's old wigs, and I didn't want.
Oh, actually, I do remember that. We got a box of old wigs. That might be where that wig was. No, they're worse than that. That's the thing that I just gave you. Yeah.
But I thought that was a really good opportunity. Like, you were one of the first people I thought of to bring in, because isn't that like beautiful? Two people that were sort of in competition together came together. But my real first memory, do you remember when I went to the Port Bar and I was like,
yes,
I came to your show and I was like, I have a little bit of a, what is it called, proposition for you.
Yeah.
And then I was like, do you want to take a tequila shot? We took a tequila shot, and then I was like, you have something right there. And I like, and you're like, oh, that's a mole. And I
Wait, do you really have a mole then?
Yeah, I have a mole. Yeah. Because I overdraw my lips. You don't see it in drag, but out of drag, you see it. Oh. Actually, the mole was like, caused me a lot of like trauma and pain like early in my life, because like kids would like ridicule you for anything. So I remember I was always like kind of like a showboat or like center of attention. So we had an art teacher come in once, and they asked like, oh, do we have any like volunteers to be models? And of course I like raised my hand. I was like, yeah, I want to be a model. Oh my god, yeah, you're already choking. The kids were so mean. They overdrew my mole. It was like as large as my body. Anyway. But yeah, no, I grew to love it. I love it. It reminds me of my family, because we all have moles, so.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I was going for like, I'm your sister now, but then I was mortified afterwards.
No, I didn't mind. No, I love that. Yeah.
Great first impression.
But yeah, I think we were talking a little bit about how you took your time to like, figure out your aesthetic. But again, going back to all of us learning from each other, I think that you were a big. I guess we're going to Nia now.
Yeah, let's go to Nia.
You were a big like push for me to like. Once we became a group, I was like, oh shit, I gotta step up my drag. Like, I feel
Stop.
like you really helped, push me to higher heights, as evidenced by this bump in my head.
I mean, and look at the material. It's good. Oh, glow up. Not that you were ever busted, but
Yeah, no, but you look stunning.
you look
tonight.
good.
I mean, we're just gonna be complimenting
I
each
know.
other.
Oh, should we
all.
say why we're all dressed in red and
Oh,
black
yeah.
and gold?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Today is the final night of Lunar New Year. It's the full moon. Ooh.
At the time of filming.
Oh my god, it is
Yeah.
a full moon.
Is
Yeah.
it really?
Oh wow.
We kind of were adjacent to the parade yesterday.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was crowded, but yeah, it's the close of Lunar New Year. Full moons are the time to let go. So maybe at the end of us, we should all talk about what are we letting go.
Oh.
And it's the year of the dragon.
Are any of us
Are any of
actually
you?
Year of the Dragon?
I am not.
I'm rat. Isn't that rude?
I'm Tiger.
You're the rat.
Ooh.
Everyone has
Dog.
a sickening. No, dogs are cool.
I'm a
Tigers
pig.
are cool.
What
I'm
are
a
you?
horse.
Horse.
Dog.
Okay, maybe horse is like up there with rat.
I'd rather be a horse than a rat.
No, but yeah, exactly. Horse is still better though.
I don't really like that I'm a pig, but at least I'm a water pig.
No, pigs are
She
cool.
is a water
I
Pigs
love
are supposed
pork.
to be very smart.
Well, not this little piggy.
That's irony. Yeah.
Oh, should we talk about, we talked a little bit about the first mukbang that we did. But it was, right after we started. So the amount of bonding that we've gotten to get to this
Yeah.
point, I mean, it's incredible to see how, we just really, there's something magical about all of us uniting. The end.
We kind of talked about it before, but the biggest magic for me, I mean, there was a lot of moments, but I think the penultimate,
The medal.
the major moment was our little trip going to Guerneville, which we kind of touched on earlier. But that was a very amazing weekend away. Just getting to be in a little commune almost. And it was a great time.
You want to start a commune?
I mean, I would.
Yeah.
I think we should start a cult.
Oh.
Aren't we in one?
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
already-
we're at the
already
beginning
in
of
one.
one.
But yeah, my impression of Nia, the first time I met you, you were at a drag. So I already knew
on
that
the
this
Oasis
person,
roof.
I already know this person I'm gonna get along with so much because you're such a sweet person. Just through and through.
Me!
Through and
No,
through.
but I'm not
through
showing you the real me.
Even through the shade, I can see past that girl.
I'm only shady to the people I love the most. So if I ever say something cunty to you, it's because that you mean that much more to me. So.
That's your love language.
It is my love language, absolutely. Yeah.
I think we first met at it's during the pandemic in 2020. We did a show on the Oasis roof.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I love COVID
Where
stories.
we had that stage that was 20 feet away from everyone,
Yep.
and then we still had to wear a shield.
Yep.
Sorry, Shield era was so funny.
Seriously, I talked to queens who started doing drag after that period, and so they hear the stories of us performing in shields, and to them it's wild.
Yeah.
I'm try living in that moment. There were shows where you weren't allowed to grab money
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
because
Yeah, that was one of them.
Yeah.
I couldn't grab money on that one.
yeah, there had to be someone
You-
a bucket.
They did the bucket
Use
and
like
then
a
they
leaf
sanitized
collector?
it.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a wild
How do you
time.
sanitize
Yeah.
money?
What was your impression of Nia?
I thought you were so sickening. I loved your drag. You did a Sailor Moon number, I think, that day.
I remember that. yes.
And I don't know. I guess I was like slightly intimidated by you too, but I think it was because like I at the time was like so shy, and like I'm still a little shy, but like I just had a really hard time like talking to people at drag shows. Like I didn't really like. Sadly, for a while, doing drag was something that was almost lonely to me because I really only had like one other person to kind of share my like accomplishments in drag with. But then like at shows, like if she wasn't there, I would like kind of freeze up and like not like be able to talk to other people. Kind of the same reason that you said like you're thinking about so many things. I have so much anxiety anyways. So it's like, okay, this has to go perfect and this, and this. But I will say what was really nice is Brandon actually helped me fix my hip pads in my tights.
Oh my god, I remember this in the back, right?
Yeah,
yes.
in the dressing room.
Yes.
So like I knew that like you and everyone around you was really nice and really sweet, but it was like such a shame that I was so like painstakingly shy that I couldn't like open up and say hi to you and start the connection then.
I feel like even after FILIPINX started, you were a different person than you are now.
Yes.
Like
Totally.
in the last what
I could
2
say that.
years, your personality has just blossomed, and I mean, trust me, I get it. Like especially doing drag, it takes so much from you, physically, emotionally, and like our social battery. Like Brandon, speaking of which, makes fun of me because I talk about how my social battery is gone.
Yeah.
And he's like, that doesn't exist. I don't. But he doesn't get it that literally pieces of us are always being broken off, and we necessarily don't get those back. And for me, as I get older, I feel like I need that quiet time and that time away for me to even be somewhat sociable again. So hopefully, if there's a time where you're like, oh, Nia wasn't talking much or didn't seem bubbly, it's probably because I was just in the middle of literally charging. But I'm sure you guys can understand that.
But yeah.
It's kind of stressful, like, especially if you're a host, holding the space, the airspace with your voice. And just people that aren't doing drag don't realize how, oh no, my tape just fell off. One eye's gonna start drooping, you know?
I didn't even know you were doing that.
Just go in this side.
Yeah. This is my doing. But yeah, that's all.
No, but that resonates with me too. I always thought that I was like a full-on extrovert, like I could never turn it off, and I didn't need like a recharge time or alone time. But I realized like through my 20s, like actually I just had a drinking problem, and being around people actually is very hard.
Yeah.
And because I practiced my whole life being an extrovert, because I think like, you know, performing and being cute and like being loud was always kind of like a protective mechanism.
Totally.
Like it comes naturally to me, and that's why like I host. But like hearing people's impression of me coming off like bitchy the first time they meet me.
Bitchy.
Not bitchy. But like, you know, intimidating. Yeah.
Two different things.
I think I am nowadays because I started drag very late. Like it's hard for me to like be extroverted. Like it takes a lot of energy. And being drag performers, we're just like always out there. But you don't have any problem being. You're the socialite.
She's the socialite of the group.
The socialite of the group. Yeah.
But I feel like I've reached my limit.
Oh no!
I just think it's as we get older. And we're around so much. We're around so many people. We're doing XYZ. It is good to come to terms with that and acknowledge it.
But also like acknowledging like we do have those friends where we can still be around and feel kind of recharging still because we're so comfortable with them. And be like this. I'm like, whatever. I'm eating.
This food's good.
So what do you think so far?
I think it's really good. I'm like really afraid to like be eating chicken in front of the camera.
I'm like
it's
I'm like putting bones in my mouth and like spitting it out clean.
I know.
What that mouth do?
Yeah, what that mouth do?
What that mouth do?
What that mouth do?
You're really cleaned up over there.
Well, my first impression of Nia was through social media. and I saw that she was styling wigs, and I was like, oh, this is my Filipino sister. So I reached out to her for a wig to borrow because I was performing at like a house party, and the theme was like redheads.
Weren't you in like a backyard or something?
It was in a
See,
backyard.
I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, can I borrow it? And then so I like I think I like. Did I sing live? Does anybody remember? No, I must have lip synced.
I think you lip synced.
I think I lip synced to like I touched myself and I was holding like a Hitachi magic wand as like a microphone. But like in that wig,
Do you
like
still have
no
that?
body, like no outfit. It's
on your YouTube channel.
oh my god, it's on my
I'm
YouTube
pretty
channel.
sure you're wearing denim jeans and like a black top. And
yeah.
and then a red wig.
Mm-hmm.
With your wig.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know who has that wig now? I lent it to Margot when we were still in the house together, and to restyle. And I see it sometimes, and I'm like, oh, that's Nia's wig.
Aw.
But
Carrying on.
If that wig could talk. But touching, what you said earlier, I met Nutasha for the first time on the Oasis rooftop.
Mm-hmm.
I will never forget it. It was like meeting a goddess for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
She was snatched body. She had her 70-inch pigtails. She was covered in chains. She was wearing these thigh-high boots and stomping the rooftop on Oasis. And I was just like, who is that? I need to talk to them.
What are you doing that much?
It was just, but you made such an impression. And it's very rare that someone makes that type of impression on me. Like there's so much drag nowadays. So for you to just like command a room without even literally, you didn't even try.
That was my first night.
I know, which is not fair.
First night in drag?
Never had a booger.
Wow.
Which is why
no booger stage.
We have that inside joke that we continue on that you're only allowed to wear burlap
Well,
socks.
Pandemic Baby's actually come out the gate looking really good.
Quintine?
That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say. Is like you got to have a lot of practice and
did.
stay
Yeah, I
inside
did.
for
I
a
did.
long time. So
Isn't Tila a pandemic baby?
No.
She wasn't. I saw her like 2019. I think.
I remember my first impression of Tila because when I first met Tila, she didn't have that much of a big following. And I remember just out of nowhere, my algorithm refreshed, and then I went back and I was like, whoa, she has a huge following now. And this is like when TikTok was blowing up, obviously.
Yeah.
And I still am trying to figure it out to this day.
Oh, Lord. I know. Tila was supposed to be here teaching us reels.
I know.
Tila's our TikTok
What is that filter you use? How do you stitch things together?
like, how do I find the sound that we wanted to use? I don't understand.
Literally, that's Tila is so good at that. Among the other things that Tila is so good at.
Yeah.
Should we just talk about Tila since are you already talking about her?
We can finish Nutasha and then we'll talk
we're
about
done.
Tila. Yeah. Well, my first impression of Nutasha, I don't remember meeting at Oasis. Well, sorry I was a bitch to you.
You're in your element.
I was in my plain Jane era. No, I remember you at Oaklash the first time we performed together as a group.
That's the first
And
time I
you
met you too.
straight up came up to me, said my name, was like, love to see you, sister. I was like, I guess I know her. I don't remember how. But we took a selfie together, and we looked so fucking cunt, and I was just like, oh my god, she's so gorgeous. Who is she? But it wasn't until much later we started working together, and I was like, you really came up really fast. I don't like that. No. I don't like that. No.
Yeah, same. That was like the first time I met you too. And I remember thinking like, wow, you're so graceful. And like that too, I was like so impressed that you could just go up to people and be like, hi, how are you? I'm like,
my delusion.
oh, I know. So yeah, all the same things. I was just so like blown away by you. So.
But our first impression was like when you came in, because we were doing a Pride gig and wanted some extras.
Oh, yeah.
And you slayed the Tinikling down boots.
Oh my
Literally,
God,
the camera.
The
Yeah.
videographer focused on you.
yeah.
Like, she's
The
the
video,
backup
the
dancer.
official videographer of Pride took the camera off of us and then put it
I
on
didn't see
Nutasha.
that.
Buksan ang
Oh yeah.
That's funny.
We've been keeping it from you.
Yeah. Oh my god.
We gotta keep you humble.
No, but you really did come out fully formed. I remember, again, we had just done our first gig together, and it was like such a build up. Like, we kind of did a good job of marketing it. I think we're like, this is a new thing that's happening. We did it. We barely knew each other, but we were spending a lot of time rehearsing. And then Tila backstage introduced me to Nutasha, and as different as we are, me and Nutasha are like, could talk to a rock or just anyone. Just we're very social, so I kind of just felt super comfortable with you right away, and the rest is history.
Yeah, I guess like Tila was the first person that I actually interacted within like the Philippines. And yeah, when I met you guys, that's when I'm like, oh, I love this energy. Let me penetrate it.
Oh, she's the top.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yes,
she is.
yes.
I'm the top.
So it worked.
But yeah, Nutasha, right, like got to know us all kind of right at the beginning.
Yeah.
And I think it's important that you made your own relationships with each of us.
Yeah.
And then,
Because I genuinely wanted to know everyone.
yeah. It just kind of became a no-brainer. I remember I went to your show, K. Cole. Tila was one of your performers.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I popped my head in the dressing room. You guys, I think we should add Nutasha. What do you think? And you both were getting ready. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're the boss.
You're the one. You're the one.
And no more.
If you want a drag queen to say yes, talk to them while they're
they're
putting
doing-
makeup on. They'll say
Before their
yes to
show.
anything. Yeah.
And now,
And now Sassy. Okay, for me, my first impression, like, yeah, I did meet you in Old Clash, but what, like, I guess officially was with that practice, with that,
Pride
like, the
practice,
pride
yeah.
practice, and you were also like intimidating for me. I'm like,
Really?
this girl is like, I didn't
What?
know you were like the youngest.
you
too.
are-
You give such like a mature vibe,
Yeah.
and
You
also
do.
that like commanding vibe.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess that was also your element because you were teaching choreography. So I'm like, because for me, when you were talking about the tinikling, I'm like, I had like that moment, like, should I speak up and about like something, and then yeah.
I was definitely like, if any of y'all know how to do tinikling, please tell me right now because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
so I'm
but-
glad that you spoke up.
Yeah.
For the people at home, what's tinikling? We brought it up, I forget. So it's like,
it's bamboo sticks.
Yeah,
Really long.
It's a
bamboo-
traditional folk dance where we dance with
Is that why these
sticks.
are here?
yeah, exactly.
Not with chopsticks though, like long
Yeah, long.
sticks.
We'll put a clip up of
Just
the
to show it
videographer at Pride focusing on the
Para lang ika'y maghirap alamin ang totoo para sa sarili mo. Ikaw ay nandito.
I don't even know that happened. but like to also resonate with what they were saying, I think your walls did start like just crumbling down as time progresses, and your personality, like you get to see it more, and like yeah, it's lovely. Like seeing you more comfortable.
Yeah, I'm definitely a lot more comfortable around you guys for sure. And just like being at drag shows too is like, I think building the friendships with you all has like allowed me to like break those walls down outside of being with you guys. So I don't know, I have a lot to thank you guys for that. So
Well, you're welcome.
This high pink sack.
Yes.
Our rating.
Oh,
I didn't bring the crown, I'm sorry.
oh.
It's just too heavy, you know.
My impression was very strong because I had been holding this idea for so long. Like when I do this, I like kind of hold. I have to like let it be in its embryo stage, and
Like balut.
when like balut, and when I went to your show Uni, I actually was there to like drop off someone that was working the door, or something with someone that was working the door, and then I stayed for the show, and I just like had a Raven, that's a Raven moment. She's the final like.
Wait, and just
Philippines.
look in the look in the camera and do your Raven face, and then we'll zoom in.
Sassy's the final piece of the puzzle of FILIPNX. So yeah, and you did Us by Ruby Ibarra. We also took a shot.
We did.
Can I buy you a shot? I have an idea. And then it happened pretty shortly after, right? Or you were kind of thinking
so.
about.
I was thinking on it. Well, you also I think weren't ready yet, and you were like, just let me know when you want to do this.
Yeah.
Also, I'll have to say I was like highly complimented when you told me that you were like, you're gonna be the Lisa of the group, and I was like, fuck yeah, because that's my bias.
Yeah.
So
Lisa is the main dancer and rapper of Blackpink, if you don't know it.
But yeah, I remember calling you up maybe like a few weeks later, like 2-3 weeks later, being like, hey, remember when you came to me with that idea about like a Filipino like super drag group? Well, I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. So yeah, it all like happened so quickly after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I made a mix and then I sent it to you. You had me do some tweaks and then that was our first mix. And then you just know when it's the right time. And when Oaklash happened in 2022, is that when it started? That was at the debut of the FILIPINX. And now, what is it, 2024?
Yeah.
It's like
Oh my
It's almost
god!
2 years.
Wow.
But it feels way longer.
It does,
Yeah.
yeah.
It feels way longer.
In a good way or a bad way?
In a good
good
way.
way.
Mostly good way.
Mostly.
My first impression, well, I saw you perform before I met you, and it was definitely at a monster show. I think it might have been the competition.
Oh.
Maybe.
Little Mix Monster.
Little Mix Monster? You won that?
I won.
Yeah. So I definitely remember, did you do like the airplane thing? Or was that a different, was that a
no,
different performance?
That was a different year where I was backup dancing.
It was a different year you're back
Yeah.
up. Oh, well, you stuck out to me.
Oh.
And,
I wasn't even in drag.
Were you
That-
not?
in the airplane number?
Maybe. I
Dots
don't know.
number?
Maybe it was Dot's number.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
wasn't in drag in that one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you're dancing the house down.
Thanks.
But I definitely remember having like this distinct feeling. It's just like, wow, you know, like not AFAB drag queens like have to work harder to like get noticed or like at the club. But I was just like, Sassy, I'm rooting for you all the way. So like to see you ascend to becoming our mixed princess was like, I was so happy. And even hearing that like some people didn't know who you were coming into the competition, I was just like, they're gonna learn. They're gonna learn. So
And they did.
And they
They
did.
learned.
Yeah. But my first time meeting you was on that Zoom call with with Yves, and Yves was telling me what propositioned me at the port. And I had no idea what she was talking about. I'm kind of like doing reels with Yves, which is like, I don't know what you're talking about. We're gonna do it, sure. So it wasn't until that point I was just like, okay, it's a group, and Yves was like throwing a lot of K-pop at me, and I did not understand anything, but I was just like, yes. So. I don't know, you being there, you really helped concretize the idea and like really like brought me in, and I really loved that meeting because it was just like, oh, we're starting something. Like at the end of it, I felt really excited. Like it was I don't know, I knew that we were onto something special.
Yeah. You could feel it. Like we all felt something.
Sickness?
Yeah.
Should have that checked.
Yeah. Gas.
Who's next? Eve?
Oh yeah, and then Yves.
Yves.
Well, my first impression with Yves. Is she high? No,
What's she on?
She was.
No, that's just her sober. That's the thing.
I think the only time it's more of the first time I met you sober.
Yeah.
Was like a few moments after I was just you. But I know you were such a good vibe from the get-go, and just good spirit, like, sisterly, very much sisterly.
That's another thing is I am an only child, and I was like, the whole time I was like, I need siblings. Are you gonna have kids? Yeah. Are you gonna have kids yet? They never did. So I think that was part of the push for me too. Is I like always wanted to feel like I had a big family, and now I do.
Where are they?
Like a lot of our impressions of each other, like your reputation was so big to me before I even met you. So I didn't know you, but I only knew you as like the brainchild of like the Spice Gays, and then
Spice Queers.
Spice Queers. Sorry, Spice Queers. We'll dub that over in post. But then you also did the show Creature. Yeah. So I knew you as Creature, and Creature was like so sickening and cool, and it's just like you're just doing so many different cool things. So when you tapped me and like was so kind of excited to tell me about your idea, it was kind of very surreal because it's like the famous Yves Saint Croissant wants me to do something, and you're actually just like not what I expected. You're just like very sweet and open and ditzy, and this person I was imagining like a Dr. Evil kind of person, but you're special.
Oh,
yeah.
Love you so.
I love you.
That. Yeah. Also that. That like whole vibe. I love.
When you first met me, that was my also very first time meeting you. I had heard of you before and knew you were a big name, but then and also I was just like, I don't know, who is this like bald man helping us pick up all the tips? This is so nice of them. They're like great. And then you came up to me and you were like, I'm Yves Saint Croissant. Do you want a shot of tequila? And also I have an idea. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, sure. And yeah, it's like all the same things that you said, where it's like you have such a bright, sisterly, like positive vibe. You always like are always looking at the bright side of things, which I like super admire. And so like I don't think I've ever heard you get mad about anything. Like I've never seen you get angry or like ever get like too worked up about something. Like you're always like finding the silver lining, and so you're just like a great leader to have.
Jehovah.
It's too high.
Oh no. We'll have to talk. You'll have to
You have to tell them why we do that.
Is that a Philippine cultural thing?
No. But yeah, like also the first performance I remember you from was your Donatella performance in FILIPNX, which is very memorable for me because with like the sheet, and it's the first messy, like good messy though, because she like poured like
I was like
bottle of
pouring
champagne on
over
her.
everyone.
Yeah.
You're also just like a great performer.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
the way you throw yourself into numbers. Whenever we're in rehearsal and you're like very in your head and like I'm scared, I'm just like, I don't know how this is gonna come out. And then I watch you perform. It's just like all of the rehearsal just falls away, and you're just like you're so in it. But like you're a good performer.
That's always been my impression of you, that you radiate this pure joy and happiness, and even your version of being unhappy or your version of stressed is way higher than where we all are, where we're actually stressed and having all kinds of like issues with our personality, and you think that you act that way, but you're not. And your joy and your happiness is so infectious, and when you perform, it radiates into the room and it permeates the crowd, and it's something to behold, because you can commanding a stage is one thing, and yes, that is very important, but getting the audience to feel your joy is a whole other outer body experience that I think only you do.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you. What about Tila?
Who?
I mean,
Tila. Yeah, we can green screen her in.
No, I'm late for my shift. My serving shift at the cunt factory.
Now get to work, bitch.
I think the thing that people don't realize about Tila is because she appears so fierce and like warrior-like, but she's literally like the sweetest.
The
out of
opposite
us.
of
She-
that.
Yeah, truly.
Best congeniality
Yeah,
of
the
all of us.
sweetest.
Yeah.
She is.
She's
the
also
most
so
innocent.
giving. She
Yes.
Innocent.
she's like, oh, you want to
spirit.
borrow that? Yeah.
Yeah.
She but obviously again going back to like the comment I made about you where it like forced me to step it up. She just have been bringing it. She bring it to you every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's just amazing.
I'm like recollecting on when we first talked about our first impression, but I think we all felt like very surprised. Like if you thought I had resting bitch face, I think we were all really intimidated by Tila.
Yeah.
And just like really just like thrown the biggest loop when we found out like, oh, she's actually very sweet.
Yeah. It is kind of funny hearing that people think I'm a bitch. So I don't think
It's a resting bitch face, girl. It's a resting
It's because you paint so good.
you paint
Yeah.
It's a good thing. Like the sweetest person.
She's sweet and she's like a nerd in the best possible
Yeah.
way. She's that little kid in school that just wanted to, you know,
Share
just
his crayons.
literally.
Yeah.
And you would never think that. And it's like you can talk about how good looking somebody is or whatever. And
Oh, yeah, she's hot.
What they present on the outside. And then you peel all that away and you see underneath is just
man.
this. She's a man, Maureen. The sweetest man.
Yeah.
And actually, not a super, a more introverted man.
Yeah.
And that's something that most people wouldn't know is that, on stage, Tila is gonna get your fucking attention.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But behind the scenes, Tila actually wants to not be seen as much. And kind of blend in, but not really.
Yeah.
And she really likes uplifting other queens as well.
Yeah.
And she's not a competitive queen at
She's
all.
No,
No.
not at all.
No.
No. Oh, we love Tila.
Yeah.
Aw,
We
we wish
miss
you were
you.
here.
We miss
We should make a little
what is it called?
Tupperware.
I'm just kidding.
Make a little Tupperware and drop it off for her.
Like a care package for her.
Baon.
Drop baon.
Yeah,
Baon.
baon.
I think
And let's segue to
I think
the pie.
just another thing about
Oh, pie.
Tila too.
Oh, pie.
I think when people find out that I'm friends with Tila, they're like,
First
"What?
impression.
She's nice."
Yeah, totally.
So just a snowball.
At
of
least
that.
that for me, it's always like, oh, let me get with her.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Everyone has a crush on Tila.
As they should.
So
Should we-
these
should
are
we take a
mango
moment to,
pies.
like-
Oh, you
These are
should,
mango.
you should do a little like ASMR
Oh,
bite
yeah,
into the
yeah.
mic with this. We should all
Yeah,
do
let's
it.
do it.
Oh, I see.
Actually, I wanted to do
Let's
this
do it.
earlier. Hold on, let me get this. I love this.
It's a wow.
Yeah, macaroni in a pot.
I was thinking this morning.
Ew!
Wait, what?
It's a full moon, y'all. It's a full moon. Okay.
And this is what we mean about coming on your show.
Let's all bite into the mic. 1, 2, 3.
Oh. Mine didn't make it crash.
There's a thing
sorry.
about this. It's like it'll always be crunchy, even if
Yeah.
you store it in the fridge for like a couple days. Just
Really?
microwave it, or like at least put it in the toaster for a little
That
bit.
can't be good for you.
I know it's not.
It's so good.
It's probably better than the McDonald's ones.
It is.
Yeah.
Is it?
This will probably
It tastes way better.
Oh.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, it's so good. Wow.
This is your only request.
This was my only request when you were putting the order in. I was like, I don't know what I want except for the mango pies.
Oh, also, yesterday was Natasha's birthday.
Oh yeah!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Yeah.
Soon you'll have to start wearing tapes like the rest of us.
What tapes?
What
Yeah.
tapes? I'll do this the string. Like what do you call that? For like surgeries, like
For surgery?
thing?
Oh,
thread.
Threading.
Thread, yeah.
Natasha, I said this before, I'll say it again. Natasha is my favorite Pisces. And I know a lot of them. She is the most not in her head Pisces I've ever met. And I appreciate about her. And we must protect her at all costs.
Just give me Jollibee and I'll be quiet.
It's true.
So, I also knew that I didn't have to come up with questions because one question was going to be answered by 5 people that love to fucking hear themselves talk. So, not just kidding.
She planned it.
I planned it that way. But I want, we need one more question. Does somebody have something that they want to ask the group?
You had something, didn't
Well, since it's the full moon,
Mm-hmm.
it's a ritual to use it as a letting go. When the new moon comes, you manifest, and then you let go what you don't need anymore.
Oh.
So, do you have something that you want to let go of this full moon, the year of the dragon full moon?
Oh. Oh no!
What?
Your ribbon.
Oh,
no!
Thank you,
okay.
Mango
I thought it was
Pie.
jewelry.
Mango, yeah.
That's the gold.
Yeah.
We said the theme was black, red, and gold.
Oh yeah. You have to go
That's-
first now.
that's
That's
what
just
you-
right.
She
Yeah.
has to let go of her
Yeah.
ribbon.
I'm gonna let go of trying to return this to Amazon. No, thanks, Tila, for the advice of renting.
She is the queen of.
I think for me, it's nothing new. I think this is something that I do every year, but letting go of things that don't serve you.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't bring you joy, if it doesn't bring you positivity, if it's something that stresses you out, if it's something that gives you anxiety, we're getting too old to hold on or latch on to those things.
So you're quitting drag?
People have been waiting. I've done all I can about inspiring the youth. But yeah, just let go of whatever doesn't serve you or doesn't do good for you, and focus on that. Focus on yourselves. Be a little bit more selfish. Again, with drag, we give so much of ourselves. It's okay to be a little selfish about your needs and your time. Period.
Word.
Comma.
But what are you letting go?
I'm letting go of all of that. I'm continuing to let go of that.
Yeah.
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 I'm letting go of FILIPINX. This video
It's your
y'all didn't
farewell.
know I'm gonna be the ginger, and I'm leaving the group.
And then and like Ginger, you're gonna come back because your solo career did not work out.
So good.
I'm so grateful for all of you.
Should we put hands in?
Yeah. Should we put on the hand pie?
For
Let's
Tila. But also in light of like what we're talking about with the FILIPINX, I also do want to like shout out to all our support. We're like
Oh my gosh.
well supported with our partners and our friends.
Yeah. And our like Filipino community, like
Literally.
y'all, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think, okay, the reason why I think what we're doing is so special is because it is in our blood to be the uplifters. We have, unfortunately, our ancestors have been so colonized, and the only thing that kind of kept us going is our positive attitude. So with whatever is going on in the world right now, the fact that superstars like us can connect and really just bring joy out, and I think that's kind of a testament to why we're all so happy with our lives right now too, is because we're meant to do this. I think we're meant to put out positive energy into what is ultimately really shitty out there right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we gotta end on a high note. We're gonna end on a high note. So we're gonna go name our favorite thing that FILIPINX has done so far. Okay.
I have 2.
Girl, that's not the prompt.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Okay, I'll pick one. My favorite thing that FILIPINX has ever done was our taking over of Daly City Jollibee and having a full photo shoot with the staff. We were so afraid that they were going to kick us out or that they wouldn't let us do it, but they reveled in it, actually.
Yeah.
And that was just an amazing
They
experience.
wouldn't let me sit on the counter, though.
But they still haven't officially sponsored FILIPINX, so now's the time.
Jollibee.
You're getting so much advertisement from us and the rest of the Filipino community. Sassi?
I think my favorite thing has been every time we've done a 620 Jones FILIPINX takeover.
Oh, those have been so fun.
Those shows are so much fun.
Ugh.
The audience is always so great, and like there's just always so much like bonding and connection that happens at that show between us. So.
Thank you, Africa.
Yeah, thank
you.
you
for always giving us a spotlight.
Give us more.
Africa's a drag. We're not thanking the continent.
Africa, America.
Thank you, Africa, America, for always giving us a platform of showcasing some of the Bay Area's Filipino excellence. So thank you.
Thank you.
My favorite thing that we've ever done is honestly going to Crumble. And I think we should go to
That's why I said I had two. That was my second.
I see. That's why I didn't want you to do two, because I need someone else.
Yeah. I think we should go to Palm Springs this year.
Oh yeah.
Or Puerto Vallarta.
Oh my god.
Oh damn. Okay. TV.
For me, it's the photo shoot.
Which one?
Yeah.
The studio with Zoe.
With Rachel.
Oh,
With Rachel.
Yeah.
Rachel, you're amazing.
Rachel, you're amazing.
We love you so much.
Yeah, those photos have given us so much.
Yeah. I feel
and we need to make official T-shirts.
And I feel like if we get to do that again, it'll be such a different game now.
Yeah.
It'll be
like
better.
a lot more.
Rachel, we're booking you for the second.
My favorite thing was probably the Pillows takeover that we did. That was really cool because I've gone to Pillows a bunch of times. I've also been to Powerhouse a lot, but I've never seen Powerhouse filled with so many Asian people.
That was amazing.
And it was just like really fun. And then I just felt like we brought a good show. So
thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Mary.
That was also the first time we did something like really about a vibe on stage.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We were like drunk.
Well,
just taking shots and talking
I think some of us were drunk.
Some of us were drunk.
Drive safely. Yeah. Yeah.
And on that note.
On that note. Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, this is empty. That's bad luck.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Okay.
Cheers.
Well,
gravy.
cheers. Gravy.
Gravy.
And that's great. All gravy. Bye.
Bye. See you next time.